With the Tejo specifically, they have really good setups on the utility being used. And Rossi on that KO, he's got so many highlights on that character as well. NRG will be attacking here first though. It's gonna be all sights geared up towards A.
Meanwhile, aggression from LEV towards B. They've taken all of that space already. Passive info.
And it might be a different comp, but it's still the same approach in terms of strategy from NRG. They didn't really have many mid or B deposits whatsoever, so I think that's why Leviatán are just promptly pushing up this B main space. And now NRG, they're gonna have to clear this out. If they don't, they're gonna get crunched very quickly.
I think they knew. They just faked a bunch of sound up mid, and now they might turn back. Double.
Bomb grenade out.
A little pump fake Tex, having to take a step back as the spike attempts to go down and fails. A deep aggro wall. Sam is waiting for some of the push that's coming in around the flank. Meanwhile, that knife causing problems. Mata, lighter bit of HP, still swings out, still gets this one, tries to fight behind the flash. A little bit of help done as Demon 1 not able to stand up, not able to deliver. Calm's left in a 1v4.
There are some members low. If he can isolate this first pick, Spike is not planted.
Down A.
That's going to buy you a little bit of time.
If you look at the positions from NRG right now, though, no one's here to help Mata either.
left.
This could easily turn into a 1v2.
Calm has to deliver here.
Spike
Can he
planted.
pull it off? He's gotten it down to a 1v2. Bullet between Mata's eyes. 22 HP, though. Still time to think this one through. Plays cards perfectly. And that's exactly what's required in this situation. Not afforded. A mistake. Missiles back up, too.
He's flanking all the way around, Doug.
And he's quiet about it. As the seconds tick away, by process of elimination, you have to understand where he might be. Brock and Sam playing together, waiting for the space to be taken.
Missiles away.
Missiles first out. That's going to buy a little bit of time, but they're trying to face out behind it, and Brock wide swings him and secures the pistol for NRG.
I thought for a second it was going to be done. I mean, NRG in their last match against MIBR had so many man-up situations that they just completely threw away in the post-plant scenarios. And we almost saw that happen here with Ethan dropping in a 1v1, Mata dropping in a 1v1. But the approach, honestly, like, I feel like that was a sigh of relief laugh from Finesse. I'm gonna be honest with you. He kind of felt that as well.
Outlaw for Mata. Couple of Vandals, too. Decently strong eco for NRG.
The cool thing about this NRG composition is the rechargeable utility. That dagger and that Dizzy being able to use back-to-back. But again, running into a stack on the anti-eco. Let's see.
Oh, they've got the guns, though. Mata gets his 2, dismisses away. That almost doesn't feel fair, but it hasn't been flawless. It hasn't been clean. Finesse providing suppressive fire as Mata hits the reload. Now Calm, once again, by himself on the flank. The alarm bot will betray his position. That's tough with the Stinger, I get it. I get it. 35 HP for Calm as he's once again going on a bit of a walkabout.
I feel like Finesse is trying to find this kill. He has something to prove to himself and all the fans out there. He can't connect though, man.
All missiles away. Rough.
That's a Stinger you probably wish you would have had in the following round, but hey. A round win is a round win, and NRG survive the anti-eco. Again, something that has haunted them in the past. Mata does have that Reyna ultimate online in the following round. Not sure how much value he's going to get with that in an Outlaw, but...
Snappy out from Mata there.
Yeah. Yo, Pujon is too funny. How could you not laugh though? You know what I mean?
Bro,
like
Calm's going after him, man. That's crazy.
Gotta start backing that up though, huh? Look at all this default utility being used to take this B control, and a double lurk through mid right away on the bonus.
There's an alarm bot on the other side, and King waiting there too.
I'm getting flashbacks to MIBR of Cortesia just sitting there. Sam does get found out as well. Spike will get planted, though. Let's see if NRG decide to force the issue. Mata has a Vandal, has that Reyna ultimate online, that Empress. He can do some damage here, and he has to. He has to be the one that does the damage. But he can't connect.
That one feels tough. But they're still in a decent spot. Leviatán trying to figure out how they want to approach this retake attempt. Hear the Outlaw rattling off as Ethan's going to fall too. There's not enough firepower behind this. Brock takes a step back, a 1v4, swings into his death. Rossi gets the defuse. Leviatán are on the board.
Was a bonus round from NRG. You probably would have hoped that Mata would have connected on one of those shots. Once he falls, it's just kind of tough at that moment. I mean, you don't really have the weaponry, you don't have the utility. I mean, you had the Dizzy to go over, which is nice, but...
Controlling a Vandal Spray is difficult enough as it is. To do so when you're dealing with the increased fire rate from the Empress,
Yeah, he even knows, yeah.
Bro, and that's difficult to do. That might have looked like a bad whiff, but that ult changes things.
Especially when you're ADS'd in that moment. I feel like it's such an awkward thing that you don't really get to practice, you know? Having Empress popped and zooming in with a Vandal.
Yep.
Very, very awkward.
Two suppressed.
Dagger does suppress Gecko and Reyna for Leviatán. There is that Thrash online and available for Brock. It can't hit Demon 1 up here on this high ground, though.
He has a full bed of utility as well. Rossi will be the first to take contact. See both flashes go up. The molly's not going to land.
That's delay, though.
Yeah, a little bit. Thrash connecting Demon 1 from up top, dashing back, clearing the Dizzy, connecting onto 1, but that's all it was. They're going to double down on this as Rossi, down to 6 HP, gets another flash on the other side of the wall. And it's Finesse who swings behind it. 3v2, it's still been so difficult for NRG to punch through. Psalm's left in a 1v2.
With the spike in hand.
Well, there's a shot at this. Quietly pushing forward. Could be rotating away. There's enough time here. And he's quiet with it.
Toxins going up.
Not daring to make a peep.
30 seconds left.
Oh, they're going to high-low him. That's so difficult. Very well played from Lev. They're tie us up at 2.
Something that Lev really like to do on this Icebox defensive side is do up-downs towards that A side of the map. One heaven, one under. But this time, it was the aggressive forward fight. Demon 1 was so confident sitting on pipes. This is something that was haunting NRG in their last match against MIBR. The disruption when the hit actually comes through.
Hey, you see that shit? Let's go.
Full disrespect of utility.
Over the top. Let's
And that's
go.
what you have to do when you're playing Jet on this map. That's how you succeed. And just like that NRG, their economy not looking good. They're on a thrifty buy. Oh, it's done.
Yes, he is.
Easy for Demon 1 right there.
Meanwhile, a little bit of pace towards B on the opposite side of the map. King on an island. I mean, they know that no one's gone up because of the trip up mid, but long is not safe.
Toxins going up.
He's crept all the way back here. He's got a pop flash to set him up as well. There it is.
Not really finding it smart. They swing back yellow and they drop 2.
Spike down B.
Spike not down though. Now they're gonna have to wait for that Viper wall to come back up. And that allows time for Leviatán's defense to rotate in slowly.
Finesse dropping an alarm bot backside. Covering the flank. And now a turret too. But you're right, the impetus is on them. They're the ones who are gonna have to go. The wall goes up, the salvo's in exchange. They're gonna try to push their way up on this.
30 seconds.
Finesse will get the spike down.
No, he doesn't.
He was so close. Demon 1. Oh, 3v3 now. Again, the gun advantage for the defense. And Ethan's got 7 HP.
Tony's down.
One enemy
They're
remaining.
keeping this competitive, but it's just not enough, man.
One enemy remaining.
Brock's got it down to a 1v1 though. He's got a
10
classic in
seconds
hand.
left.
No time, man.
He's got to go take this fight. And I don't think he's going to get the shot to do it.
Yeah, Demon 1's just gonna slip on by. What a clutch play from Demon 1 though. Are you kidding me? The spike was like right about to be planted. I don't know what the time was on that. I'm pretty sure Finesse thought it was down.
We'll see if we can take a look at it again here in the replay, because you're right, it was close.
Finding the perfect window of opportunity. Denying that spike from being planted. Wow. Thought to be dropped.
One enemy remaining.
Woo!
Where
Where was that in the last map? Huh? I mean, I know Tex was still playing well, but geez, snappy with it. He's got that lockdown available. Same thing for Finesse. It's going to be a flurry of utility being used here at A, but Demon 1.
They are, I mean, they're digging their heels in on this 4-10 fight, man.
It's like NRG knows too, but what can you do about it?
Yeah. So far, this exchange has gone the way of LEV.
This is insane that NRG are not punishing Demon 1 up here.
I mean, they're trying. It's not from lack of effort.
They just invested a KO ult and got nothing out of it.
And he's still up there. Finally, the swing as Modik drops 2. Does Tex pop his ult here?
Oh, you gotta even the score. Try to get an off-angle kill. Maybe another spray down like he did in the previous round. This KO Molly could do some damage here.
Is that gonna land? Yes, it will.
Wow, what a good counter from Rossi. Heads up play.
He's trying to swing in behind this, though. The Lear out is Finesse on the rope. Drops Rossi. King's left alone. A 1v3 turns into a 1v2. Almost hits the 1v1, but Ethan saves the day for NRG.
Much like the last map, it's the back and forth, never-ending fight between these two. Just completely slugging it out. Trade upon trade, but the respect being shown from NRG, it almost doesn't go their way. Mata slips on down right there, but oh, it was too close for comfort, man.
Nice. Why would you, I mean, it's beautifully played from NRG. Why would you have 2 people standing back there, right? The fact that the third final swing comes up from the same spot you just killed somebody at was just very well done. I mean, it kept King guessing. It was beautiful.
Gotta pay attention, though, to Demon 1 with the knives in this round. Tex, yeah, he does have that Guardian. It's gonna have to be the Sentinel Duelist combo to try to carry Leviatán through to this round.
And we're gonna hit A again.
Yeah, here's the thing, again with NRG, they don't show any pressure towards mid or B on these A defaults. And it just makes it so obvious. Look at the minimap, 5 members are gonna be here for Leviatán. It could get scrappy.
They know they want to take these fights. They know they have the gun advantage, and so far it's working to their favor. Brock gets 3 as NRG take the lead back, and I mean, you're right. When you know that you're in a position of strength, don't worry about defaults and sending fakes and whatnot. Just
send it, eh?
Yeah, just take the fight, and it works out for him.
Is that what the calling has evolved to now on Icebox?
I mean, forget for him there.
Forget working the map, man. You know how I stated previously about how Leviatán, they like to take these up-down fights in the back of A when they're flooding out of heaven. This is something that was lacking in this round, and I think that's why you saw, besides weaponry not being in their favor, I think that's why you saw it not really get down to the wire like it has in previous rounds. I think Leviatán, if they end up losing this next round, are gonna resort back to that maybe after a timeout and, you know, kind of be like, hey, let's start swinging stuff together like we have been.
Again, the majority of the defense is in the right side. 3 here this time.
Pop flash play.
Flash, and it's going to hit 2. Oh, but the goop! The goop in his face keeps him back.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
And now the Thrash is going to flush him out even further.
But the KO knife gets him off, and Demon 1 sits Mata down. That's your Reyna out of the server.
Does not have a dash. But it is Demon 1.
Zone is down.
Rash isn't done with you!
Is that nice tag?
Way again?
Yeah.
Here.
I mean, insane value out of that.
Countering the Thrash 2 times in a row.
Toxins going up.
Surely NRG try to work the other side of the map at this moment. It looks like they just want to run into this brick wall, though. That's massive for NRG. Viper's Pit now down as well. Sam getting out of the way of spam as well. He's going to creep back in here right on time.
A lot of them are here. Finesse checking the flank.
Ooh.
He might even be hitting a reflank of his own. And then if that's the case, timing becomes a serious part of the equation. Lockdown instantly cleared. Brock will fall. Finesse having to speed up a little bit here because it's on Ethan and Tom to try to keep them back on their own. Psalm slips the net, he gets behind him, gets his 1, Psalm gets 2. Still so much to do, he's got it down to 1v1! And King swings out from the pit at just the right time. He's gonna get the defuse. Lever gonna tie us up.
Down to the wire again! How many times are they gonna put us through this? pandemonium in the server. Can you imagine how fast Sam's heart is beating after this moment? He almost 1v4s.
Enemy remaining.
That late lurk from Finesse, getting no value. Leviatán shutting it down. He could have done so much damage from that position. Great awareness in the heat of the moment. Another B-side default, this time only Rossi here, but he tags 4 with the dagger. Look at Demon 1 on the minimap. He's knife out, rotating towards this B-side of the map. Let's see if NRG decide to try to work some of that A space.
They're concerned about having lost the space too. You see 2 of them back in spawn. Crosshairs trained that way. They're gonna hit B again. Mata's up really far. Flash on the other side of the wall. Demon 1 not tagged. What? But still, a kill found for the duelist.
Kill confirmed.
Jeez, Ethan.
Yeah, Ethan's snappy with it as well, you're right. NRG in an advantageous position here.
Post plants is where they faltered in the past. This time, up numbers though.
Caution.
They're calling us safe.
Yeah, it's so hard to retake into. Pretty much all Molly's on play still. You have Molly from Sam, you have Ethan's KO Molly, you have Brock's Mosh Pit. Way too difficult, so it looked like Mata was gonna get punished in that moment. Demon 1 was ready for some type of push behind that wall. The fact that he finds that opening on Arasi is kind of a miracle, I have to say.
Toxin screen.
I wonder if we'll get a timeout on the other side of this. Given the extended save, an opportunity to have more of a longer conversation.
And I feel like NRG's game plan right now has just been show and go. They haven't really done any back and forth.
Yep.
I feel like that has to be something that is talked about. No timeout.
Yeah, they decided to press on. NRG winning 3 out of the last 4.
Placing swarm grenade. Bot coming back.
And even if it has been more of a brutish approach to taking the site, it's working for them. They're doing something well here.
Slowly racking up those rounds, coming back. Now they're in the lead. Another B-side default. I wonder now, with Finesse being all the way here, still towards this A side of the map, if it's going to be a call back.
Possibly. I do think they've also decided, NRG have, that they are not interested in this 4-10 fight anymore.
Yeah, they don't want to deal with Demon 1 on pipes, huh?
Again, the take of Yellow. There still is a little bit of KJ utility here. And console, but there's nothing crunching behind it. They should be able to fight. Yeah, they have a couple of cubbies they can tuck behind here. They're safe. That'll delay. That's all it'll do, though, for now.
Yeah, no punish, but King, he's walked all the way up. His dagger's going to get a lot of good info.
Now this is a play. The spit, and they're going to swing it behind it. The flash, a little friendly fire.
What?
Leviatán keeping it back for now, and they're still going to continue to apply this pressure from Yellow.
Enemy remaining.
There's no way for NRG to fight through this. A flawless round as we're tied at 5.
NRG finally punished for showing and going. This time, yeah, the Armageddon, the salvos, they don't get as much value as you would hope for, but it bought you space, and it allowed you to set up this type of play with the pop flash coming over the top for King and just smothering everyone that's staying towards B. NRG, if they want to close out this half, they have to read in to the fact that Leviatán have caught on to the way that they're approaching this attack side. 5 rounds is good on the attack, but is it going to be enough?
I love this early pit. You're forcing them into the fight that they have not wanted to take.
It looks like Mata wants to get in here, maybe in the mid-round.
Yeah, meanwhile, the rest of this fight is still towards A. A couple of flashes, Demon 1 down low, with Calm close by.
Fast trade from Brock. Surely you don't walk into this pit if you're Mata. This is so risky. I could see maybe if you flip through middle. This is that proactivity, though, from Leviatán that their coach was talking about. Let's clear out all of mid.
Wow. Just barely catching the timing on that swing. But now to speed up A.
Plant the spike, Wings.
And look at Mata's position again. He knows that there's going to be a bit of pace from King as soon as the spike is committed.
Spike
Oh, he's
planted.
actually going to go hunt him down.
He hears him running away. But he's so far away, this is the problem.
Yeah. It's gonna be a slow burn on that. Meanwhile, the rest of NRG are gonna try to keep this retake attempt back.
You have 2 mollies to do so as well.
Mod is speeding up, and
King hears him, no?
King's getting, oh, he does, and he lands a shot onto him anyway.
I don't know how King knew.
Pressure valve released, and now they can turn their attention back towards the site. Remember the numbers advantage that they have. The spam not connecting. Calm is tucked behind the little corner.
What?
Finally falls.
Player
It's
standing.
He got
half.
it to half, though. Oh, he can't reach it. Just on the outside of it. Trying to take this fight. The wall goes up. He's going to stick it the whole way, and the spam will not land.
Heartbreak for Sam.
Last round before the switch.
Not opting to run through that Viper wall. Trying to connect the spam. That one slipped away from NRG, but we gotta give praise to King. The intuition, the fact that they understand that they haven't seen Mata the entire round. I mean, he was in mid last, right? When he got that trade.
One enemy remaining.
For King to react and hit that flick the way that he did,
Screen down.
he deserved it, man. He deserved this round win.
You saw King try to defuse from the same place that Calm managed to get half. Forced further out. Again, pace from NRG. Last round of the half. Brock has his ult. You hear the Empress popped.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
Both ults invested. Remember how good Rossi was at nullifying the Thrash. This time, knife not hitting the mark. Demon 1 daring the swing on the other side of the wall.
Dash proc, can't connect. Mata does though.
Right onto Calm. Adverse on the cover, and they still swing behind it again. Reckless abandon from the duelist as he gets 3.
He wants more as well. He wants to close this half out.
He's gonna get a shot at it. The flash to set him up, but King keeps them back. Still a 1v4 with 13 HP. Much like the first map, we're tied at 6.
Back and forth, fighting
Switching
fire with
sides.
fire. We're seeing mechanics displayed, good use of strategy as well. But it was really brute force this time on the attacking side of NRG that netted them a lot of their success.
I mean, again, think about how many times we were tied on Fracture.
Yeah.
It felt like, I don't know that the gap ever really got very big at all.
Not at
and so
all.
it was a 7-5 half on Fracture. This time it's 6-6 half on Icebox.
Let me see that. What is that?
It seems like we're in for more of what we had on map 1. We're going to throw it to a break. We'll be right back. A brief moment to catch our breath, so back into the action we go. Tied at 6-6 on Icebox. Map 2 in this, ever important, ever pivotal as important as it gets. The stakes doesn't get any higher. Best of 3 to close out the stage. And both of these teams are pushing each other to the limit.
Yeah, both IGLs as well, sitting at the bottom of the scoreboard for their respected teams. It's so hard to be able to focus on your crosshair in a game like this. I can't imagine what it's like calling, and it's just this back and forth, no one really taking a lead. Every time you think you have a read, the opposing IGL steps it up a notch. Now Leviatán are left on the attacking side, the side where they really succeeded in the last time that they played, but it is a different composition this time around.
A little bit of aggro mid.
Whoa. Mata can't settle. But then a quick trade, though, from Ethan, huh?
Not a moment too soon. I was going to talk about how Demon One had done his job, but it had been a pretty quiet first half, all things considered.
I think that's partly because of the trading and the spacing from NRG on their attacking side. This time as well, there was 4 members ready for that mid fight, but A-Site is for the free right now. How far do Leviatán push up here? Do they try to go aggro all the way into CT?
I think
Will Finesse get caught out?
I think they hear all of his utility and they're just trying to play around it.
Trying to see if one of the defenders will try to walk into their crosshairs here. They're going to have a free site. They're going to be able to set up their post plant however they wish. Bait out these mollies.
And an aggro knife to push them back. NRG, do you try to flood behind this? Ethan doesn't have a knife.
Double flash though, but that Viper wall kind of blocks that off.
They're still swinging behind it. Calm. Inserted up into heaven, traded right back to those Finesse. An aggro peek around the corner and 2 kills found.
Last player standing.
King's left alone and he will fall too. 2 from Finesse, 2 from Som. The pistol for NRG.
The duo that came back, the resurgence. Finesse and Som doing it all themselves in that retake. Yeah, there was a pop flash from Ethan. Yeah, there was a dizzy from Brock. But look at this jumping right click. Beautifully done. Really well rehearsed retake for the pistol round of NRG. Now we're sitting at the anti-eco. 4 members on light armor. Tex, he's the only sheriff on the attacking side right now. He's gonna have to do the heavy lifting for Leviatán if they want to upset NRG in this round.
He's been good for it in the past.
Here.
Knife tagging a couple. And a quick rotate back. Look at the different defensive setup from from Finesse, excuse me. Alarm bot a little bit further up. 2 mollies back.
Yeah, adjusting that second molly this time around. Understanding where Leviatán liked to plant in the previous. But he's sitting here backside alone. If NRG don't rotate here in time, he might get overwhelmed. He doesn't care, but he gets traded out quick.
Yeah, perhaps a little ill-advised, but he dealt his damage.
No way.
King is going to get a really nice timing up the middle of the map, but he's about to get swung from there as well. Oh, Som could not ever have arrived at a better time. As the Lear goes down, Tex is able to land a shot. You mentioned he was the only sheriff. He and Demon One trying to will their way back into this, and they cannot contribute. NRG gets to 8.
A little bit of deja vu from King there. Too much trigger discipline in that moment. He gets punished by Som, but he has found the mid gap. The problem here is that NRG know that he found it in the Thrifty round. You gotta remember the lurks that Shenum was able to get against NRG. Everything was towards mid, being able to get 3K, 4K in multiple rounds. It was a huge problem that NRG had to deal with in their defensive side. They weren't able to get anything going because of those timings in mid.
All of the defense is A. Looks like they're trying to min-max an orb. No, they just want to take the fight.
And they win it as well. Tex gets insta. That prompts the speed up from Leviatán. Are they going to try to take Snowman here?
Dumping a little bit of utility, but choosing not to scale up behind it. Pushing a little bit further, and yeah, I mean, you see it on the minimap. The defense is in a really nice spot to be able to flood behind as soon as there's a commit.
How do you deal with the crossfires from Snow and Main, though?
Yeah, that's... Looks like it's going to be impenetrable.
King?
Mata getting the best of King. Finesse joining in as well. Forget about the crossfire. They have found an opening. Demon One with 2 on the round. Finally dropped. Comms left alone, a 1v3. I don't know that he's even going to get a shot at this. Yeah, he tries to swing out to stop the defuse, but you're facing into 3. A massive round for NRG.
Yeah, bonus the way of NRG. And Finesse was the forefront of it. He hit a little jiggle on King there and goes wide, and you're seeing the power of the Reyna. You're seeing the power of the Lear on this map. It flashes both Snowman and Yellow at the same time. No one breaks it. So Demon One, although he hit some really snappy shots here, He gets blinded right there. That split second allows Ethan to take him out. And now the pressure for Leviatán is insurmountable. They finally use a timeout. NRG still sitting at 2. Someone has to be designated leader shooter for the side of Leviatán. And I know it sounds goofy, it sounds ridiculous when you say it, but if you don't shoot those Reyna leaders, they get so much value on this map. And honestly, when was the last time Leviatán had to play against a Reyna? Let alone a Gecko.
You wonder if Ito getting involved in the conversation can provide some of those answers. But they find themselves down 3 here in this second half. They find themselves just a couple of rounds away from potentially having hopes of a playoff dream dashed, hopes of a Toronto dream dashed at the hands of NRG as well.
Doug, Demon 1 is gonna have to cook with this Vandal full armor. He has knives for the following round, but everything is riding on his shoulders right now. This team is gonna set him up for success. Can he carry this round?
They're gonna attempt to, that's for sure. Finesse grabs the orb, gets out, Demon 1 instantly put down. Mata coming to life.
That was the game plan off of the timeout, Doug. It was supposed to be him.
Tex managed to upgrade the weapon though. So they still have a shot at this, everybody here. And Mata's still alive. They're waltzing into their deaths. This has all the makings of a slaughter. And look at the HP of Rossi, look at the HP of Calm. Rossi's now dead. It's not getting any better.
Round A.
NRG slowly chipping away at Leviatán. And it's adding up now. Yeah, it was a bit of a scrappy buy into that round. Now Demon 1, he will have knives in play, but what a shot from Mata to take out Demon 1 in such an impactful round.
I mean, the amount of trust they put on this kid's shoulders, and the fact that he's carrying.
They're just slamming me.
The fact that he's just carrying all of it the way that he is just really impressive for a rookie.
17 and 13. The last time he played this map, he ended 23 and 11 with Moist Shopify. Same composition, but it's going to be a mid lurk here. Finesse, a very early lockdown.
King is taking a step back and look at the crunch in from A.
Bomb grenade out.
They're so
all the way up, Doug.
Yeah, they're so far up. You're right. Flashing behind this, expecting the aggression.
What?
And they've been overwhelmed. Sam is going to have to deal with a lot here. Has he bit off more than he could chew? Takes a step back. And everything slows down. There were the blades that you were talking about in the previous round. The B is theirs.
Last player standing.
Sharp with it.
Spike planted.
You imagine if Demon 1 can hunt down Sam here, get that third.
Flawless.
Maybe he can be the difference maker for Leviatán in this comeback. When this man gets online on the Jet, we've seen some of the most ridiculous plays of VCT. Sitting at 15 and 13.
One enemy.
Jump shot, just so clean with it. So precise. And what was a cool crunch play in mid and A for NRG was ever so punished. No Killjoy utility here in mid. I wonder if Tex is going to take a quick timing, instead decides to group up with the rest of his team on the A default.
Again, both teams slamming their heads into this wall A. Off of the flash, Brock up top, Mata down low. And they're fully committing onto this. He's going to swing out behind it, tries to catch the timing, takes a step back, but gets what he was looking for. And brought us the trap. Brock was a trap, he was lying in wait. He gets 3 on the round. Make that 4, the clip runs dry, but the damage has been dealt. NRG get to 11.
Brock and Mata from Challengers bringing their composition to NRG on Icebox and doing it all in such an important round. Denying all momentum of Leviatán of a comeback. There still will be a bye. Leviatán are not out of it. But NRG are sitting nicely at 11 rounds. Because of that 4K that Brock gets. He has the Thrash online. Ethan is creeping up towards his ultimate as well. And a change of a setup now. Mata towards the B side of the map.
Poison orb emitting.
3 there.
It's such a hard read right now.
If they commit, and lo and behold, it looks like that's where they're headed.
NRG do not care about any of this A pressure. Leviatán didn't push further enough to see if anyone was pipes. And now they're running into a trap.
Sam gets his 1, takes a step back, and again, all eyes on Mata. Gets his 2 and then dismisses away. He is the thorn in their side. Off of the Lear, he tries to swing back yellow. That's 3, make it 4. Mata calls game.
With a grin on his face. He can feel the win. What a bait setup, but what a read. They didn't move an inch on the defensive side, and that's all because Leviatán, when they did their A default, they didn't push up enough to see if there was any type of fight there. If they had, they would have identified that NRG were playing a retake on that side of the map and maybe been more aware of a potential trap play towards that B. And no ults were needed to be used for the side of NRG. Leviatán have their backs against the wall right now. Against an NRG that looks like they've gotten their stuff together. It looks like they're confident.
And confident enough to have amassed the lead that they have on defense. Confident enough to have put Leviatán on, again, back footing. And now this timeout. I mean, they're off kilter.
This was a Leviatán that had such an impressive showing against G2. Honestly felt like this series could have even gone their way. For NRG to put up this much of a fight, for NRG to put them to have their backs against the ropes. They were not expecting this today. King has the Viper's Pit available. Tex is one off of that lockdown. And NRG, Mata, he's going hunting again. He's had full freedom on this defensive side. Mid reclear, double flash setup, trying to punish if King was setting up a mid lurk.
Here.
They're all here. Dre, they're all here.
Yeah. And it's gonna be proactivity.
They're gonna fight into this. We've seen this one before. Look at how far up Mata is. Again, looking to be the dagger, but King punching back. Finesse and Sam left alone. Can they convert this 2v3? Finesse so far off, Sam by himself. Do you invest the pit here? Look at the space Finesse is taking.
Poison orb emitting.
That map is getting real small for the attack. Slowly starting to suffocate them out. No room to breathe. No space given. Is this the last breath for Leviatán? Sam gets his 1. Tries to pre-fire. It's all on Finesse. Often the source of criticism. He will fall. Not able to stand at the hands of Tex. We play on.
Leviatán staying alive. Understanding that Sam is stuck around yellow. Using their utility to flush him out. Too many targets for him to connect onto. King, the veteran on this squad, he steps up huge in the face of what was real proactivity of NRG. The double flash setup. Dodging a bullet.
3 ults up for the defense here. This would require a comeback of epic proportions. Herculean efforts.
It has to be clean as well, because look at the economy. If you win, oh, but one person survives, you don't really have a buy, a good buy.
Locating targets.
How do you bait some of these NRG ult? How do you bait these ults out? If NRG just stack everything and win one round, it's done. You have to find a way. You have to disrupt in the post plant if you can even get the spike planted in the first place.
The odds certainly seem stacked against them. No denying that.
Poison orb emitting.
Both KO daggers shuffled towards B.
And again, it's Sam that's getting tested. The flash over the top to make sure nobody peek packs the orb.
Ooh.
They speed back. They're gonna rotate back, and it's gonna be back into Mata, who's up so far. Surely they understand that they've lost this
30
area.
seconds left.
They have to clear him out.
He's popped the Empress. Hearing the updraft, he's not gonna get checked. He gets his one, he gets two, and now the thrash!
Down A.
King, Common, Tex, what can they do to stay alive? Finally dealing with the Empress. 10 seconds left, they've gotta hurry up, they don't even have the spike in hand.
It's done, Doug.
They can't get past it, they cannot accelerate. They might get the kills, but it's not gonna be enough. Many believed
Defenders
NRG's
win.
story was over, but they silenced the haters. Their fairy tale run might just be getting started.
What a hard-fought battle from both of these teams, but NRG, they took that defensive side with this new composition and ran away with it, man. Icebox was theirs for the taking. Demon 1 on his defense looked like a force to be reckoned with. I mean, you saw the respect that NRG were showing him.
I want to talk